Evil science and magic buddies.
Hello and welcome to the Kryptonaut Podcast presents Evil Science and Magic Buddies, the show within the show, the conspiracy of the conspiracies, the Crypto Roundtable, and with me as always is
Geneva.
And
Convention.
oh wow, the Geneva Convention. Thanks for being here for the Evil Science
You
and
got
Magic
it.
Buddies.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Down with the whippings.
All right, so before we get started with this episode of Evil Science and Magic Buddies, we want to give a big shout out
Big, ginormous shout out
to Kevin Bly.
Belai.
Belli.
I think we discussed it. We were discussing the belly belie. I think it's like when you belie your intentions. I believe it is
Well,
Kevin
he typed
Belli.
bell, I.
So belie.
The word bell and then the word I.
Oh, that
Yep,
simplifies it.
Bly.
So we could have just phonetically done that. I didn't
We
need to
could've
even go
totally.
through this process.
Yeah, no.
You know what he did? And his girlfriend?
What's that?
Lauren sent us a fucking
Oh my
care
God.
package to die for.
Yeah, it was quite
talking
possibly. It was
Cookies,
super impressive. Yeah.
Delicious,
Cookies are gone right now.
Highbrow beer. Yeah, we hammered through the cookies. We're fat fucks. We just did it, especially me. They were phenomenal. I tried some of the sriracha beef jerky.
We almost lost
died
Rob
of
about an hour ago.
Yeah, I almost puked in Chris's fucking thing. Not because it wasn't delicious, but because when you hit that hot at just the right moment,
It hit
you're
ya.
fucking
And I think
asthmatic fool.
I crushed down most of the sriracha beef jerky.
So good, though.
Oh, it's amazing. I
and
love
the
it.
fucking clown shoes and the fucking
Yeah.
Puckwudgie.
Down the road
The
beer
Puckwudgie,
company
yep.
Puckwudgie. Super delicious. Super
Thank you.
delicious. Also, too, he's
Kevin and Lauren
And the super session.
You're the best. But the
super
best
session.
part of the gift.
Actually, he's available. You can check his workout on Instagram.
He's a super talented tattoo artist.
Yeah, he's at Kev Rock Wins on Instagram. He's a tattoo artist. And yeah, he did this super sweet flash sheet of like different cryptids that we
Cryptids
talked about, like
and things that we've talked about.
Robo flowers, the sky
Spitter,
Yeah.
one of the best.
Oh, I know, that was so
the
good.
Loveland Frog,
The Space Brains of Palos
Space Brains
Verde.
of Palos Verdes. Yeah, so many cool pieces that we all talked about. And he actually sent us copies of the sheet.
I can't
It's
believe it.
so
which is super
good.
dope.
He's so generous.
It's so good.
Yeah, I've already got
Kevin,
mine.
thank
Mine's
you.
all framed up. I'm gonna get it put up, and I'm also
Lauren, God bless
I'm
your
also
heart.
picking out which pieces I'm gonna get done. So I'll probably get 2 or 3 of them done. So.
You really are? You're going to
Yeah,
get some of them?
probably. I mean,
That's amazing.
I got room to fill.
Well, dude,
so,
they're,
yeah.
they are. I mean,
They-
that's,
they are
when you look
so
at them, you're like,
dang.
oh, that's exactly
Yeah.
what they are.
The
though.
first
They're
when I first saw them,
tattoos.
when you posted on Facebook, I thought Mark is completely designating spots on his body right now.
Oh,
I know.
Because it really is right up your alley. Beautiful art, delicious foodstuffs, wonderful beer. Kevin and Lauren, just thank you from the bottom of our
thank you very
hearts.
much. There it
yes,
is.
indeed.
Awesome.
I
Thank you very
fucking
much.
love our listeners so much.
Thank you very much. So we got a couple stories to cover here in this episode. Let's get started with something that I found that it's been around for a little bit, so we might be a little bit late to it, but it goes like this. Bride-to-be Amethyst Realm is about to marry a ghost and says they've already consummated the marriage.
Oh, they did the porkinin.
This is a paranormal
love story.
love story.
Oh.
Of paranormal.
So it's a cure
solutions.
The Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
Yeah.
It is making pottery with Demi Moore.
This is coming to us from news.com.au. So this is from Australia. And it begins with, when the spirits appear at a wedding, it's usually because the bar has opened at the reception.
Oh, rim shot. Dude.
That's a bad Mark joke. That's not my joke. It's in the article. But
Yeah,
I would
no,
write something.
You're not being held responsible.
I would write something equally as dumb as that. So, anyway. But for Amethyst Realm, the big day next summer, it will be an altogether different story as she is planning to marry a ghost. And a 30-year-old bride-to-be reckons they have already consummated their relationship on the flight back from a work trip to Australia.
Oh, Mile High Club.
With a ghost.
Where they supposedly met, the Sun reported.
All right, so wait.
Wait, they met on the plane?
Do ghosts hover about 10,000 feet
No,
up? And
they-
if you're lucky enough to pass through them, you can maybe A,
I
get
wish
laid, and B, find true
I will
love?
continue the story.
All right.
I believe that she met the
I'm just
spirit
my
while in
mind was blown.
Australia.
Because can I say this really quick?
Sure.
The thought that we live in a haunted world, but it's not traditional like we think it is, where fuckers are roaming around old castles or in our living room while we're trying to sleep, but that you have to be a certain height up.
Yeah, 'cause
to
that's where they
actually
are.
do it. Like that's where all the dead are. It's like one
Yeah.
nonstop fucking stratospheric party. That kind of would be an awesome theory.
It'd be dope.
But that's not what we're dealing with.
No, not at all. We're
God damn it.
Continuing on here with Amethyst, who claims to have had 20 lovers from beyond the grave, recalls the moment they first came face to paranormal entity 9 months ago. She says, I'd not had a phantom fling for a while, and as I was away on business, starting a new relationship was the last thing on my mind.
Of course.
Then one day while I was walking around the bush enjoying nature, I suddenly felt this incredible energy. A new lover had arrived.
What?
How do you even what? All right, that's weird.
You just know.
So you just get the vibe?
Yeah, that's how she rolls.
Love at first sensation?
When it was time to return home, she was heartbroken as she thought she'd have to leave her new love. She says, from experience, I know spirits tend to stay in one place, but something amazing happened. On the plane, as she was fastening her seatbelt, she felt the presence of her lover and says, I couldn't believe it. I was happy and excited. So excited that we had to do something about it. So we headed to the plane loo, and well, now I'm a member of the Mile High Club.
Oh, my Lord.
Meet the ghost, bang the ghost.
Wow.
There it is.
That's our new website.
What?
It's a dating site. We're really proud
It's a
of
pretty
it.
sweet app that we're going to do. Yep. So Amethyst, who makes a living as a spiritual counselor, says of
No
her
shit.
phantom fiance, "I'm so happy to have found him. I know in my heart that he's the one for me. We're soulmates met for each other, and that'll never change. The fact that he's a spirit is by the by.
So
he's a spirit don't matter.
That
She
don't
doesn't
matter.
care. No, she's in love.
That's just a
and
thing.
Nothing's going
Okay.
to change her.
Well,
so
apparently this is not her first experience with love on the spiritual realm.
yes, she's had
No,
20
she's
other
20.
lovers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is, what kind of throws me off is like, does she have any? And maybe you're going to get to this, so
We
just
are-
shut
we
me
are
up.
gonna get to
but
it.
we don't have a like. Is it just a feeling she got, like some energy that she really?
That's what she
agreed
said.
with?
Yeah,
She
sure.
didn't say she
Because,
talks to them.
It's not like she felt like Todd Hastings, who was once an executioner for King Louis the whatever the fuck it is. We fell in love. I told him what I like. I like fucking Spanish soap operas. He
Grilled
likes
cheese.
fucking Perot.
According to Amethyst, her family have embraced her intended, and if not literally, and all of her friends are very pleased. She says, my family are quite alternative, so anything I do or say doesn't faze them. Most of my friends are happy that I found the love, and if they think I'm mad, they seem to be keeping it to themselves. After 9 months, her ghostly lover popped the question last weekend at the Wookiee Hole Caves tourist attraction in Somerset, which I believe is in Australia.
Did you literally just say Wookiee hole?
Yeah.
Is this like a Chewbacca
That's what I'm
themed
like.
cave?
Wookey?
So it is
Okay.
Wookiee hole.
Wookiee Hole. Yeah. Don't fall in a Wookiee
That
hole.
just sounds like a dirty phrase.
Amethyst says, I suggested a weekend away and we decided on the Western Supermar. Not sure what that is, but it sounds like it's pretty nice. As soon as we got to the hotel, my lover told me he wanted to go to the Wookiee Hole. It's near an hour from Weston, and he was insistent. as
that
most
really,
hosts are.
that
The
really
Wookiee
smacks
hole.
of unshorn genitalia, and
Could
I
be.
love that.
We'll see.
The old Wookiee hole.
So they took a trip to the caves, and Amethyst continues halfway through the tour. He told me he wanted to hang back from the group. That's when it happened. There was no going down on one knee. He doesn't have knees. But for the first time, I heard him speak.
The dead don't have knees.
But they can speak. Amethyst claims that the phrase, will you marry me, echoed around the cave, she says. It's hard to explain, but until that point, his words were inside my head. But on that day, the words were outside. I could actually hear his voice, and it was beautiful, deep, sexy, and real.
Oh, jeez.
You probably shouldn't have to say the last part.
So Amethyst from Bristol said yes, and so she's begun planning her big day. She says the couple are now in the process of choosing the ring, but have not decided what kind it will be. She says, I'm hoping it will have an amethyst stone in it, but I'm leaving it to him to decide. After all, he's the one who proposed. It's his choice. They plan a pagan hand fasting ceremony in which their hands
Clearly.
will be tied together, symbolizing their connection, and Amethyst says it'll be somewhere in the English countryside. We haven't discussed the details yet, but I think it will be quite a big to-do. Guests may struggle with addressing her new man, and he doesn't even have a name. And
I was going to
Yeah,
ask.
me too. I was just thinking that.
Who, what, where?
And Amethyst
Why?
is not even sure he is a phantom fella. She
Oh.
says his energy is like no other lover's, but that it's more feminine and gentle, adding, I'm not 100% sure This lover is male.
Hey, she's woke as fuck. You
But-
love who you love.
Yeah, whether it's a
You
ghost or
don't
not.
love the specificity of genitals.
Well, then why did she keep saying him and his? Those
Well,
this
she was
whole
referring
thing?
to him. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Well,
there.
maybe she's heterosexual and it's just a convenient way of designating.
But if you're making love to a spirit, gender doesn't really come into it, and we don't actually use names at all when we communicate. A medium told me recently that my lover and I have been together in 3 past lives. I've asked him about that, but he says it's not important. It seems like it'd be important. Like, have we met before? And
You
he's
know
like,
what?
"Hey, don't worry about it.
In fact, I know he's a dude now.
Yeah.
Because that's 100%
That's
a dude
dude
response.
thing,
yeah.
Were we lovers in 3 lives?
Like, nah,
That does
don't worry
not
about
matter
it.
a bit.
She adds, ghost lovers tend to be more sensual and adept than the average bloke. There is always more of a connection because the sex goes beyond physical. It's
Does
like
it?
any other kind of sex. The main difference is we just can't see them. I feel them through their weight against me, their touch, their warmth and energy. It just sinks into me. Sometimes I get the feeling that I'm being moved. Orgasms I have with my spirit lovers have always been more satisfying than I've had with an ordinary man. So now we got to compete with
that
goddamn
just
ghost
sucks.
orgasms. All right, here we
Ghost
go.
Viagra.
She adds, I've always been able to communicate with spirits. They would make their presence known by moving stuff around the house and stroking me while I least expect it. Yes, she said stroking me while I least expect it.
Okay, all right. Let's.
I feel
first off,
that
seems like a bad touch. That's a little inappropriate. I mean, unless they've already established
the living
the
did that,
boundaries.
that
I
wouldn't
know.
be
Yeah,
acceptable.
pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
All
and I
right,
wouldn't
so-
go around randomly stroking folks.
One of the ghosts even used to draw little hearts in the condensation in the windows. She goes on to say that she took her first ghost lover when she was 18 and still in a relationship with her real ex-boyfriend, Adam. She recalls Adam had come home early from work. The first I knew was when he heard him charging up the stairs. My ghost lover left when he sensed my panic. Adam burst into the bedroom shouting, "Where is he?" It was hard to deny that I hadn't been up to something. I was in bed with my sexiest lingerie. Adam, then in his 20s, told her that he had seen someone through the bedroom window from the street below. She continues, he raced up the stairs in the hopes of catching me. When he couldn't see anyone, he looked baffled, and there was no way out apart from down the stairs. He asked me where he was hiding, and that's when I told him that the man he'd seen through the window, a man I had never actually seen myself, was, in fact, a ghost. Amethyst says she now wants a baby with her spooky hubby-to-be.
good Lord.
She admits the idea sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but adds, I look into it and I don't think it's totally out of the question. She claims phantom pregnancies, where non-pregnant women suffer signs such as nausea and swollen abdomen, are actually ghost babies trapped in a living woman.
No.
She
Oh,
thinks
that's Hong
some-
Kong horror film.
I'm just-
fuck.
Yeah.
She thinks some women are able to conceive with a ghost, but are not able to get to full term as their bodies cannot cope with the paranormal. She
Oh,
adds,
gee, all right, come on.
She adds, I am sure there is a way around it. I haven't worked it out yet.
I'm sure there's a way around it.
She just hasn't worked it out yet.
How,
Okay.
What?
So-
I mean, that's such a vague thing. Like, your body can't cope with the paranormal?
Well, yeah, dude, you can't have a ghost baby unless
Why
you're
not?
prepared to deal with the paranormal. That's just
I
how the logic
understand that,
works.
but I just want, is it a
Yeah, no.
biological impediment? Is it a
It has to be.
philosophical one?
I mean, it's a biological process.
or do you not believe in it enough so that it comes to full spectral term?
I don't know, man. Maybe you just got to full-on believe.
I'm still caught up on the ghost porking part. Like, is it just feel like basically...
Nah, dude, it's
like,
a transference of energy.
No, is it like a sweet
That's
version
not
of
what
the
she's
old
saying
hag where
at
just
all.
something leans on you and it's a heavy? Because she didn't talk necessarily about either penetration, be it digitally,
Well, yeah, that's what I
orally,
mean. There's
or
no,
penile, or whatever it might have been, depending on
penile.
the gender of ghost lover. And so it seems like more, is it like a communion of energy?
Yeah, is this like
but
fucking
but
Sting and his wife?
Exactly.
They hold
Was it
hands
some
and they fucking
tantric thing that
Tantric, yeah.
results
close
in
their
like a
eyes
fucking
and yeah.
existential orgasm?
You know, she said that it's not actual physical. That's more of like a transference of energies or whatever.
Yeah, no, but she says
So-
orgasm.
But she did say she
Well,
felt
yeah, she has
weight
an,
on
yeah,
her.
she has an orgasm.
Okay, so that's not just
That's a
transfer
physical
energy. That's
phenomenon. I mean, it might be induced psychologically as well as physically, but
the bean was flicked.
indeed.
Somehow she got there.
Yeah, no, she did.
That's a horrible thing to
so
say.
Fluck the
she
bean.
was. So she was actually on some TV show where she had said that she had 20 ghost lovers, and some dude kind of gave her shit, like slut shaming her, like, "Oh, you're fucking 20 ghosts."
Yeah.
Yeah, people were like, "What the fuck, man? Like, she's just who cares? If she's banging 20 ghosts." I mean, let's not forget the fact that she's banging 20 fucking ghosts.
We'll try not
you
to be
can get all-
jerks.
you cannot. You don't got to be necessarily shitty about it because the catch is ghosts.
Yes.
She
that's
happens
not
to have
the-
20
that's
ghosts.
The
not the
number I'm
important
not
part.
concerned
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
In fact, if someone only has 20 lovers in their life, I'd be like, that's suspiciously low. But, whatever. I'm not here to judge that part. You're right. It's the ghost part. So the thing I'm mostly curious about is, A, does she believe it? Or is this a ration of shit that she is just enjoying feeding the world because sometimes it's fun? And if she does believe it, is it legit? Or is she just a big pile of lonely that is
I don't know, man.
letting things just kind of
It sounds like she's
snowball?
I mean, she's doing a whole wedding, so it sounds like she's bought into it.
well,
I
first
mean,
off,
it's kind of
what
an
was-
easy relationship to deal with if you think about it.
What was her career, though?
She was a spiritual
therapist or
worker.
something?
She did something spiritual worker
So
or something.
What does that even mean?
It's,
I have no
either
idea.
either it means you work for the clergy or you literally are like, I don't know, doing like talk therapy with the dead.
Maybe, I don't know.
So she's already kind of invested into this world.
Which I guess in that case it would make sense to take on a spiritual lover, but
I don't know if it would make sense.
But she met him in the sky,
Yeah.
right?
No. She went to Australia. That's where she met him.
She was in
Okay.
a fucking garden or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah, no, she was
And
in
she
Australia.
fell in
and she
fields,
met him.
Flew
Yeah.
home with her.
Yeah. So she met the spirit over there in Australia because she was on some spiritual work thing, and
Right.
she felt the energy, and she was like, "Well, I wasn't ready for this lover," but then they were there, and then on the plane, she goes to buckle the seatbelt. All of a sudden, oh, you're here. We're feeling it. Let's go to the loo, which is the great word for the bathroom. Let's go to the loo and get it on. A Mile High Club. Boom, you bang ghost
You know,
on the
the
plane.
one thing I think would be a perk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
porking the undead, for lack of a better term, I'm not trying to insult
You can
anybody
just
who's
pork
saying-
anywhere?
Just pork the undead. I would think yes.
Yeah, totally.
You're just have it sent to you in coach. Just enjoy it. Why would you need to go to the bathroom and maybe delay somebody who needs to evacuate their bladder?
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
enjoy it where you are.
Whatever she's dealing with, whether this is actually happening to her or she feels it's happening to her, it doesn't sound like it's necessarily a hard relationship to deal with, honestly, because you're like, yeah, I'm married to a ghost. I don't know. And then that's it. That's your whole day. Really. You're just like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
I mean, how far does it clearly, I mean, it can't be like by like law.
Well, it's a pagan ceremony. I mean, there'd have to be something. Yeah.
No,
how do
but you know
how
what
do
I
work
mean?
that out
I mean,
law?
you
how do
can
work
do
that by law?
anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean,
I don't
as
think
far
it
as
would be,
by law,
I don't think it would
no.
be really relevant. Like, even if it's a legal ritual, I don't think it would parlay into any like tangible real world results.
I mean, she's not
anything
going
you
to
need to do with.
Yeah,
Like, you don't probably have to write a living will or yeah.
Well, no, that's what I mean. There's no way.
I leave it
I'm
out to
saying
my
there's no
ghost
way
lover.
it was by law.
Right.
It was just her own
here's
little-
another thing. Again, I've had a bad taste. I'm kind of like a modern day Houdini in that. I'm open to the possibility of all sorts of unknown things, but spiritualists have always kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. In that, I feel like there's a lot of John Edwards types out there that are really exploiting
Sure.
people that are suffering and mourning. And
Right.
I listen, I'm just going to say from my own point of view, I do believe that there is a non-corporeal spirit within us that is essentially the core of us, and that it continues on after the point where our body dies. That's just my own personal
Right.
opinion. So I think that there might be a method of communicating with the other side or whatever, or people that have stopped living. But I do think there's a lot of people that want to exploit it, and I wonder if somebody, and I'm not trying to badmouth this lady, but somebody that's already in the business of spiritual healing or whatever the fuck it is, if she's maybe just sort of creating a set of circumstances that could be profitable for her in the long run, or again, if she's really experienced these things, if she does this because she believes, because she's had contact with people that are no longer alive, and she's really just living her life to the fullest, or if she's just a really lonely, fucked up person that needs this to be the truth, regardless of whether or not it is.
I mean, I guess either way it goes,
Yeah,
as
I
long as
don't
she's
know.
not hurting anybody.
Well, it doesn't seem like
Good
she
on
is,
her.
but I
No,
hope it doesn't
I mean,
affect
maybe
her life
herself.
in weird other ways.
Yeah,
I guess.
I
Like,
wouldn't want her to see her suffer any.
like
any
if
ill
she's
effects
walking
from
around
it.
her house talking to something that isn't really there,
right?
then there's a deeper issue there.
Yeah.
If it's not true.
Right.
And if she's walking around her house talking to somebody that we just can't see that is there,
Yeah, which
that's complex,
Then
but
she's next level.
good on her.
Sure.
Yeah, and she's married to a fucking ghost.
I'm not going to mention any names. I know I've already gone down the, my paranormal fucking escapades road, but an apartment I used to have with some friends of ours, I got invited to the upstairs apartment where there was a girl that I had known but only peripherally, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're having a bottom floor, top floor, double apartment party.
Right.
Things were rollicking. I thought, yeah, she's cute. We're having fun. Let's see what happens. But once I got into her bedroom, she pulled out a poster board with like pictures of Corvettes and Fiji Islands, and she said, "This is a dream board." And I said, "Oh, that's good. Nice to have
Was there a
aspirations."
picture of you on there?
My vampire boyfriend, who's invisible but can consume your energy, so I don't want you to stay in this room too long because I don't want you to get sick.
wow.
He built this for me so I could live my dreams. But then she confided in me, leaned in close and said, "But I think maybe they're his dreams, and I'm not sure which dreams to believe in. Do you want to help me figure it out?" At which point, the boner went away.
Well, yeah, no.
The boner was a no moaner.
Yeah.
That was gone.
That was a reverse boner.
And then
Her
I
dream
started
board was
thinking,
made by her vampire boyfriend?
Yeah.
an invisible, psychic,
man.
But it might have been
vampire
his
boyfriend.
dream
Wow.
to go to Fiji.
and
Wow,
own a
and
Corvette.
own a
And own a
Corvette.
Corvette.
Sweet yellow Stingray Corvette, late 70s, I assume.
Oh shit! I mean, he's got good taste, I guess.
So I'm just saying,
Like-
when you encounter a lady, regardless of how cool she is, how beautiful she may or may not be, just how awesome she is as a human being, or a guy for that matter, and they're experiencing something with a paranormal lover, that's a game changer for a moment. As a man that's experienced it peripherally and briefly, I'm like, huh.
You're cavorting with a woman who's
Yeah.
I was almost
psychic vampire
the other
boyfriend
man
who's invisible.
to an invisible
This might
energy
reflect on
sucking
you.
thing. Yeah, no, it almost
might-
absolutely
this is like
does.
This
scumbag
might-
Twilight.
this might-
I make poor decisions.
It's scumbag.
It's
Twilight.
It is. It really is. It's big shit. Fucking
Oh, man.
dirtbag
That's
Twilight.
Terrible.
And-
All right,
Now, again, this
might be you, man.
nothing happened, and it's not about
did
me
it?
at this point.
No, this might be
no.
your-
Listen,
your
I'm
choices.
just saying it absolutely is my choices, and Lord knows they are nefarious. But it is also that when you meet somebody like that, part of you wants to be open-minded. Even then, I'd already started American Monsters. I was like open-minded to this kind of stuff, but then part of me was instantly like, oh fuck.
But you could have replaced her vampiric invisible boyfriend.
What
you
if
could
he
have
was
been the new
a
one.
real invisible?
That you fight him to the death for her love.
No. First off, I'm not that kind of a douche usually. I'm not here to snake that guy's fucking love.
You're not snaking him. You're asking him to face you on the dream field of battle.
You could have waited till at least your energy was being sucked, and then you could have
Yeah.
made the judgment call.
Then you
know-
could have been like, all right, I gotta kill this guy.
All good and well, but really at that
How?
point, I don't know.
He's an immortal and
I know.
invisible.
I wasn't trying. What if he's like a Highlander? You don't fucking just murder
'cause
a
he's a-
Well,
psychic
they
vampire.
essentially are.
Just because he's immortal
Unless you
and
chop their heads
invisible
off.
doesn't mean you can't kill him.
And this
You can
wasn't a
probably kill
true.
him.
For the record, this was
Well,
not a
well,
true
yeah,
love
a
scenario.
mortal this
was
doesn't
a
mean they can't be
kegger
killed.
trying to turn into a Uncle
a
Rob gets
pork.
luckier.
Yeah.
But that's
Turns
her,
into a oh fuck, this might be crazy
That's
shit. I don't know
that-
if I need to be here, and then me leaving.
That's how true love starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Exactly.
But listen, it's
All
not.
right.
It's not about me. It's about when you know somebody that is in love with something of the unknown. That really. That does throw a monkey dick in the works, as it were.
Or
That's
you know
some
what?
fucked up shit.
You say that you are your own person. I am my own person. We are into two different things. You know what? We're going to get together. We're going to make this work. We're going to have this goddamn phantom baby.
I don't
We're
want
gonna
phantom
name
babes.
it Patrick Swayze Stores, and he is going to be a
Oh, you are
beautiful
projecting,
man.
my friend.
You're making plans.
This is not my life anymore.
Oh, you're
Patrick Swayze stores. That's on
Jesus
you, dude.
Christ!
The
All right.
bravest news to my wife that I've recently taken on a ghostly girlfriend who I will be impregnating very soon.
Yeah, how do you even deal with that? Like poor Adam.
I don't
It was
know.
Adam, right? That fucking
The real boyfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah, who
the
she,
real boyfriend.
She left. Well, her fiance. She left him for apparently numerous ghosts, and that's when she was in the talk show and she said that she had sex with 20 ghosts, and the guy was like, "Oh, well, aren't you a loosey goosey or
All right,
whatever?"
listen. I'm not into slut shaming, spectral or otherwise.
Yeah,
but
if you're gonna bang,
if you're gonna
bang,
be
who
engaged to
cares?
this guy, at least have the decency to say, Adam, you're not the dad. It's just not working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see you.
Yeah.
This isn't working
know,
out.
I know your name. I've met your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
probably weren't even alive in the 14th century.
Right.
Baby, this ain't working.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is a woman who is marrying a ghost. And you know what? I hope that her and her ghostly lover have a phenomenal wedding.
Oh, I always root for happiness.
And they have a excellent life together, or maybe afterlife together. Who knows? Maybe when she shuffles a mortal coil, then she's off with him, and then they're ghostly cavorting around the nether realms, doing ghostly marital things.
Or maybe he's a shitheel in the afterlife. Like,
Yeah, it could be.
This could be like he's just fucking, going to Earth, fucking getting some strange, fucking hitting some living, and fucking doing his thing.
Hitting some living.
But when he's back in the fucking afterlife, he's just a fucking heel.
He could
Yeah.
be. All right, awesome. So moving on to a more hot button topic with politics, but we're going to navigate it properly here. This is coming to us from our very own Syracuse.com. Acting AG Matt Whitaker under fire for alleged Bigfoot toilet time travel scams.
Jeez, that's a lot of levels of fucking weird. Can I say this for the record?
Sure.
Fucking Netflix missed a golden opportunity to cast this guy as fucking Wilson Fisk.
He looks like
is
the
so
Kingpin,
kingpin.
Yeah, he's Kingpin,
He is
definitely.
kingpin as fuck. It's like they had a Keebler elf. They replaced him with the Kingpin.
There you
Just
go.
aesthetically, it's brilliant. It's weird. But let's move on to Bigfoot and time travel.
All right, here we go. Acting U.S. Attorney General Matt Whitaker is facing scrutiny over his involvement in alleged scams at a patent company, including claims of time travel, proof of Bigfoot, and a masculine toilet invention.
Masculine toilet.
We're going to get to that.
As a man, I've used a lot of toilets. I've never felt like it was gender specific.
Have you ever used a masculine toilet?
I don't think
What does
so.
it do?
Mother Jones reports Whitaker was named to the advisory board of World Patent Marketing in November 2014. The same month, the Miami Beach-based firm announced the launch of an extra-deep toilet designed to help well-endowed men go to the bathroom without their genitalia making contact with the porcelain or water.
Oh. Wow.
They go on to say the average male genitalia is between 5 inches and 6 inches. The invention marketing company said, however, this invention is designed for those of us who measure longer than that.
So I think I've had
All right.
a dick tip touch the water, and I
Okay.
don't feel like I'm profoundly hung. I'm just going to be upfront about it. But that to me is par for curse. That's just something you do. When you shit, you tuck, you get a little
You're
wet.
touching something, water
Yeah,
or
I'm not-
toilet bowl.
like,
Some
Yeah.
It never occurred to me that this is something
this
that needs to be
invention-
remedied.
I actually looked at the patent for this invention that they made, and it's like a super deep toilet, and they show like the water to the top, and it's 12 inches. So I would assume that you're just creating like a super splash.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a
nightmare.
nightmare. Yeah.
Oh my god! So you're Johnny the Wad Holmes. You drop a deuce, and it's basically like fucking the Tukunska incident, where the fucking
my
comet
God.
explodes shit water all up your ass and balls.
You're trying to prevent your shit from hitting the water, so instead you end up creating this. Yeah. All right. So
I think the solution
let's-
creates many more
the
problems.
masculine toilet aside, let's go on here. So Whitaker appeared in some promotional videos for the World Patent Marketing, including for a hot tub product, but also used his name as a former U.S. attorney and Republican candidate for U.S. State Senate to bolster the company's stranger items. For example, a promotional video for the company claimed DNA evidence collected in 2013 proves that Bigfoot does exist, to help sell Sasquatch dolls, and a celebrity event called You've Been Squatched.
Oh,
So there's a celebrity event
Come
where they're
on.
like, you gotcha. You've been squashed. Didn't O.J. Simpson have something like that?
Yeah, it was called
It was
juice.
called You've Been Juiced. So if it's like O.J. Simpson in like a fucking Sasquatch suit, and then he takes his head off and he's like, you've been juice squatched.
That's
Oh,
terrifying
Yeah,
and horrible.
that's fucking
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah.
no, that just went from bad to worse.
All right, well, moving on here. With the World Patent Marketing also said time travel could be possible, perhaps within the next decade, to raise money for a theoretical time travel commodity tied directly to the price of Bitcoin.
Oh,
Time Travel X was branded as an investment vehicle that could help users relive moments from your past or visit your future.
okay. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
So, is it about? Is it like a psychological time travel device where you can?
You're not really doing it. You're
Or
just they're
are
tapping
you
into
really going?
memories
Yeah, exactly.
and
It's like
extrapolating
accessing
or
your mind,
whatever.
saying this memory was wonderful.
Yeah, remember
and
this?
This memory you haven't made yet because it's in the future will also be fairly delightful.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Or you actually is it an actual fucking time machine?
Yeah, I think it's an actual time machine.
You know what? I can tell you one thing. Any invention, anyone who's pitching anything to you and says, you know, it'll be here in about a decade, is fucking full of shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
pretty
sunshine up the ass syndrome.
The Washington Post reports World Patent Marketing was forced to shut down in May, agreeing to pay a settlement of nearly $26 million to resolve wide-ranging
Christ.
Federal Trade Commission complaints
Yeah, they
about
were shady
defrauding
as
investors.
fuck. I remember reading about that.
The defendants promised to promote people's inventions and took thousands of dollars, but provided almost no service in return. Acting FTC Chairman Morin K. Olmhausen stated in the news release. They then added insult to injury by threatening people who complained. So, what's really interesting
Yeah,
about
that's a
this
dick move.
is that there is a company
Man,
that is talking about, okay, you got the masculine toilet.
Yeah.
You got the Bigfoot DNA evidence, which is kind of interesting, and then you got the whole like TV show angle. Plus, you got toys, you got dolls, and then on top of that, you got time travel.
Time travel.
How did we not get involved in this company?
Well,
how did we not get jobs there?
they're shady as fuck.
Yeah.
How did we not? You'd be great in the squatch department. Chris can run the
Absolutely.
masculine toilets, and I can handle time travel.
I don't
Wow.
have time for
Chris.
masculine toilets.
Yeah, you get all temporal issues. I'm
Yeah.
cryptozoology.
I get shit.
Chris is big dicks in a toilet.
No, Chris is promoting the masculine toilet. He's got his foot on it like Captain Morgan.
I see
And there
that.
you go.
I see that.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Okay.
What's really interesting about this, though, is that the company, $26 million. They actually got people to invest $26 million
Yeah. So what are
into
they?
this company.
So and this is like I say, I vaguely remember reading about it. Like I think they promised to help people patent things and market it. So basically, what you're saying is, you, John Q. douchebag,
Yeah.
you have a great idea. You don't know what to do with it. You're watching fucking SpongeBob in the mid-afternoon. You're wasting your life. You bring your brilliant idea to us. We'll help you patent it. We'll help you market it. And
Yeah.
within a hot minute, you are going to be a multi-billionaire rock.
Yeah, I get those emails, honestly, with the same pitch on a pretty regular
Yeah, but
basis.
who
But you're
actually-
smart enough to know
who
that that's a
does
fucking
those
solid line of
things?
bullshit.
Or am I?
God damn it. I hope you are.
In a moment of transparency, I want to tell you guys something here
Oh,
because I
boy.
feel as though
What
that-
did you do, Ray?
Yeah, I know. Ray, what did you do?
I feel as though, as we are technically a small business, and I feel as though I should bring this up. And I did
the
admit,
smallest.
I did admit at one point that our PayPal accounts may have gotten a little bit mixed up, and I may have accidentally embezzled money from our PayPal account to pay
The
for
horror.
to pay for my Netflix and my Hulu and a couple other things.
How will we ever recover?
It may have happened. It may have happened again.
Twice.
But I
Jesus
received the
Christ.
money.
Nobody accidentally embezzles twice.
It may have happened
Oh my
again.
God.
It-
Are we talking embezzlement up to $38?
No, actually, it was more than that. I had to put the money back because I
Jeez.
didn't realize that the PayPal money was connected there, and then it was a whole thing.
Well,
But
I guess
looked-
we'll see you in court.
Yep,
I looked at the
that's
charge
it.
and I'm
All
like-
right, Chris, let's fucking
I
saddle
looked
up.
at the charge and I'm like, "Fuck! I embezzled from them again. God damn it! God damn it!
I love
Mark.
that you said again.
I know,
better than
again.
this.
When will I stop embezzling from my dear friends?
Yeah. But those
One of which is you, by the way.
Yeah.
That was self-bezelment.
yeah, it may have
Oh,
gone
God, is
to.
that a thing?
It may have covered more bills
Dude,
than I thought it was
that's
going
perfectly
to.
good pin money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all we do. We pay for fucking servers and pins and t-shirts. Well, we
Yeah,
don't have to pay for t-shirts because that's one
No,
of those
t-shirts are done
that's
through
manufactured
through
as a swap.
T-Public, yeah.
I
Yep.
love it. I love that we're bare bones mom and pop
We are
crypto
as
fucking
a small
corporation.
No, I know.
business, yeah, we're trying to,
I love it.
we're trying not to embezzle money
And
from
dude, if you
guys.
needed to
Well,
watch
no,
a couple
you
of good
trying,
movies,
not we.
Yeah, Chris and I are having no problem
Look,
not embezzling.
I'm making it completely transparent here that I
You-
did
yeah.
in fact embezzle twice.
Okay, well, it's recorded, so.
All right, well, it's there. So
Dear
the-
lawyers.
we take
close
Mark to
attention.
court.
Can we contact temporary AG Mr. Whitaker to fucking deal
Yeah.
with this horrible issue?
What's crazy about these companies, though, is they are everywhere where it is something where they're like, oh, yeah, give us your patent idea or whatever.
I just think it's shady as shit.
Oh, it's
Patent
completely
your own
shady.
thing. Like,
Yeah,
go to a lawyer,
totally
patent
shady.
your own thing. I mean, go on Shark Tank or one of those fuck all TV shows if you want to. I know it's almost impossible to get a new idea sold, but any company that's proclaiming to be the thing that's going to help you,
Right.
so that's working under the assumption that these are excellent business people that can't wait to
Yeah.
fucking get behind your idea, but not one of them has had the same brilliant fucking insights that you
No,
have. That's just bullshit.
Although, if you do get people to finance your time travel device with Bitcoin, that's kind of interesting because the thing with that is you got to get
Yeah,
that Bitcoin in
how is
and
that-
hope to fuck the Bitcoin market doesn't crash because it does on occasion.
Sure.
So you're trying to get all your fucking time travel technology together with John Teeter and shit like that, and then the next thing you know, fucking Bitcoin prices fall and you're out of funding and your time travel ain't fucking working anymore.
John Teeter, A, is fascinating, and B, I remember there was this scientist. I wish I could remember his name. And basically, he built a time machine, he said. It was because his father died when he was young and he wanted to contact him. But the time machine is established as this. He will know. He was hoping the moment he turned it on, it
Oh,
would
yeah,
work
I've heard of
because
this.
it
I
goes
remember
into
this.
the future and it can only send things back into the past.
Oh,
the
interesting.
assumption is, as soon as the technology is refined enough to work,
yeah, it gets
something
there.
will miraculously appear in
Yeah.
the past. Like you can't use it to go future, but because temporal shit always fucks me up. I
Yeah.
love Doctor Who. I love fucking Back to the
Yeah.
Future. It's a stone classic. I love the idea of time travel, but the idea that, I mean, we have to live in a world where we know the past.
Right.
We anticipate the future, but we can't know it, and that's because we are at least we're able to perceive. I was about to say we're linear creatures. We're not. We're just able to perceive things in a linear fashion.
Yeah, well, that's what we
And
established.
yeah.
it
that
way.
blows my fucking mind a little, because technically I don't think there is a past or a future. I think there is a perpetual present, but for some reason we can make material thoughts of the past but not of the future. But I don't really think the past or the future are tangible. I think we are in a continuous, nonstop present. Oh, it's now. Oh, it's now. And you could do this ad infinitum.
Unless we smoke DMT.
But you know that
True.
the past did happen, or so
Yeah.
we
Right.
remember events.
And you can assume the future shall.
Yeah.
Or it shan't.
It shall
It shall-
not.
it shall not.
It shall shan't.
It
It shall
shall
not.
shan't.
It's
You know,
Shania Twain.
What's funny is, Shania Twain, God bless. So what was interesting? She's so tiny. You ever notice that?
No.
She's
No, I never noticed her
small.
size.
She's just tiny. She's just
I
tiny
really
little
don't know much
thing,
about her.
just
It's more of a
singing.
name to me. It's a name.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
That's it.
when I was looking at news
building your own time machine?
Well, yeah, that. But when I was getting news stories for this episode of the Kryptonite Podcast presents Evil Science and Magic Buddies,
I do love how you say it.
There is actually, maybe we can do a couple episodes down the road. We'll cover this. There is this entirely new phenomenon, if you want to call it that, of time travelers going on YouTube and doing confessionals. And I have a whole shitload
Well,
of
John
articles.
Titor was probably the fucking
This is
godfather.
like from this year.
Well, I think he was on Art Bell a couple of times.
He was, yeah.
And what was interesting about this is he was talking about like the wars and the tech. And no, I think it was a ration of shit. I don't think there's anything to that. And I think a lot of the things that were supposed to transpire, that is now the past to us. It was the future then. It's the past now because it was happening in the 90s or whatever. And I think, you know, true believers will say, well, of course, time got changed. He made us aware of these phenomena, and that's why World War III and fucking atomic rain didn't happen or whatever the fuck it was. But I just think he was a really good yarn teller, a spinner of yarns who just fucking laid some shit out there. But I would love to see somebody just really try, kind of authentically lay some shit down, and then in about 5 years go, oh shit, he nailed those 7 things.
Yeah.
If that ever
Could be.
happens, that would be fascinating.
Yeah, except it hasn't yet ever.
Maybe
And
we
it probably
should.
never will. Quantum computing really does allow for a technical version of time travel.
You know what,
But
let's-
none of that is really in a way we can put into a good movie.
All right, there you have it. Evil Science and Magic Buddies, as presented by the Kryptonite Podcast. Thank you all for joining us. There it is. Wham, bam, done. Robert and Christopher, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us, Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Closing thoughts or arguments?
You
No.
have created an environment where we feel secure enough to share our almost honest opinions with you and the listeners, and we owe it all to you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Good night, listeners. There was no fun here.
We'll be talking to you.
Whoppermania.
Stick around after. You might hear some Whoppermania and some stern discussion of...
She's a fine crooner.
She is. We're talking to you.
I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Time travel.
There you have it.
Time after some time, you picture me. I'm walking too
no.
far ahead. Join us, Mark. Join us in the Lopper Zone.
There you have it.
Fuck.
Evil Science and Magic Buddies.
You're a lopper hater.
You used to sing
I am
with us.
not a lopper hater.
Oh, it's not.
If
It's
you're
lost, you can look, and you will find
All right, this is
me.
all going at the end. All right, hold on. Hold on, here we go. Ready?
Time.
All right, there you have it. Evil Science and Magic Buddies, as presented by the Kryptonite Podcast. Thank you all for joining us. There it is. Wham, bam, done.
If you fall,
I know,
will
I was-
catch
I was
you.
waiting.
I'll be waiting.
I
I
know.
gotta actually close it out and put all that in the end. All
Time
right.
after
So we'll try
time.
it
Don't
again.
edit it. Let it happen organically.
That yeah. Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Oh, God damn
And-
it, man! You're forcing reality.
You're
No,
still
I'm trying to
forcing
create a
reality.
show.
Fine.
All right. Here we go.
I'm trying to create a show.
Exactly. All right.